What is up, RC enthusiasts? Check it out. We have the Bronco right here, TRX4 from Traxxas. Now, this one right here, I was keeping stock just to show you guys what's the difference between this one running and the Defender running, because the Defender I actually modified with the low range gears and the wheel weights and everything. I actually had wheel weights in this too on that run, but other than that, everything was stock on this one. But now, I couldn't hold back. I went full wheel weights on this one too. Actually not full, just the front. And I put my own little light system in here because I couldn't get the Bronco Pro Light kit. I didn't buy it when I bought the truck. I was dumb. It was there. I don't know why I didn't buy it. It sold out the very next day. And so now I just put my own light kit for now in there. As you can tell, there's kind of like an underbody light glow down there too. And that's nothing cool. I didn't do anything fancy. I'll show you guys in a second. So you're going to see right now, it's a rat's nest in there. But the performance and the silence is awesome. Check it out. Well, as you guys can tell in the background there, I have the battery, the stock TQ radio, and the ECM back there. I'm not using those anymore right now. I'm using my own system in here, which is obviously not my own, but I'm using the HobbyPorter transmitter, which they don't sell, I don't think, under that brand anymore. I'm pretty sure you can get it from rcdepot.com. I think that's what it's called. I'll have the link in the description below, and they do sell this transmitter. It's a really good transmitter. It's just branded under a different name. I think it's under Turbo RC or something like that. But yeah, it's the same transmitter, it's just branded differently. Exact same functions and everything, so yeah, that's a good transmitter. This is what mine looks like. Excuse the dirtiness of it and stuff. I use it all the time for a lot of my RCs, my 10 scales and stuff too. It's really great. I compare it to the Fly Sky transmitters and stuff, resolution and stuff. It's just as good as those when it comes to the proportion of steering and proportion of throttle and the adjustability in here. Pretty good. So I think it has 10 model memory on this one. And you can switch it up to using a different power source instead of the AA's. You can tell it's got some quirky features, like the flashlight right there. And down here you have that wire right there that's connected to like a heat sensor that you can just touch onto like your motor and stuff, and it'll tell you the temperature and stuff on the screen. And as you can tell down there, you have the different connectors that you can connect your LiPo to see your voltages on your LiPos. So it's like a balance checker or just to check your voltages. So pretty quirky little transmitter, but still one of my favorites. So let's get to this little guy. As you can tell up front, I have some orange running lights. I do have some headlights on here too, they're just not on right now, and I'll explain why later. As you can tell, some lights just, you know, glowing through the stock stickers. They're in the stock taillights. It's not like the Pro where you replace the lenses or anything. There's still all the stock stuff that you can put LEDs onto. I'm not sure what size LEDs these are. If I figure it out, I'll put it in the description below. But I already had them laying around and they just fit in there. And it's all in there pretty like ghetto rigged, so don't laugh at my rig system in here. Everything in here is just for testing right now. Nothing's going to be permanent. Hopefully I'll be able to get a hold of the light kit for this and use that instead, because it's going to be a cleaner install, especially with all the wires I have running around in here, the rat's nest I have going on. Oh, and one other thing I did, so that I don't have to take the top every time I want to turn it on and off, you can tell I put the power switch right there, so I could just hit that button right there and turn it on and off without having to take the body off. And it's not in the way of anything, and everything still works as it should. Use this, and I gotta be careful because you have lights on here, so you can tell. Look at that crazy rat's nest of lights. I'm not sure if you can see how I secured the lights on there, but that's just like I don't know, like that wall tack stuff you hang posters with and stuff. Yeah, pretty much that's all I did, so I could easily take it back off of there and, you know, put the proper lights in here if anything. That's how it looks like front and rear. You can tell. And of course, there's a lot of ports on that receiver from the HobbyPorter. I'm actually using all of them to get this light kit going. I just have 2 lights unplugged, which is the fog lights were unplugged for this run that I was doing because I don't want to ruin the glare, you know, on the fog lights. And the headlights, because as you can tell up here, that's where the blue light's coming from. Let me turn it on real quick. There you go. So that's where the underglow's kind of coming from. So it's just a, you know, it's just rigged on there. It's just from another crawler I have that had these as headlights. If I plugged in this guy right here, this other black one that's just sitting right here, as you can tell, it turned on the white lights. So now it's kind of like rock lights, right? The reason I turned it off is those lights are connected to those lights. As you can tell, those lights are on now too. So that's pretty cool. Let me block the light so you can tell that it's actually coming from there. And it's not going to light up anything. That's what the fog lights are going to be for. So I'll plug that into right here. There you go. That's the brightest part right there, and I can do a lot of lighting right there. As you can tell, I'll shine it right there and you can actually see it. And part of my rat's nest in here is also due to because I'm experimenting with what ESC to use in here, and I think I found the one I would want to use, especially to stay in a budget, you know, not trying to go spending $150 on a brushless and ESC combo or anything like that. But Hobbywing 1080 brushed crawler ESC right here. Yep, the wires are pretty long, I know. I need to cut them. I'm just testing it right now. If it works out, I'm going to put this one back where it belongs, because this belongs to another crawler that I have. This belongs to a 10 scale actually that I have. And I'm going to order another one for this guy and cut the wires to length so everything looks clean installed in here. And hopefully get, like I said, the Pro Light kit in here, because this is just for now. But you know, it looks pretty cool, especially with that underglow going on. Oh. As you can tell in there, all the lights are on. That's how it looks like underneath with those 2 underglow, I call my underglow lighting. So nice with that 1080 because you could adjust the frequency, and that's what makes that hum go away. And all you hear is motor. Oh yeah, and one thing with this transmitter that's really cool, you see that value up there? That's how much I'm pressing the throttle. At a certain point, it'll start moving, right? I can hit this right here. It's like a cruise control. Look, I'm not holding the transmitter anymore, but it's still going. Oh, put the transmitter back there so you can see it. Cruise control. It's pretty cool. I like it. This thing has been modded now, and it's pretty nice. So other things to note, I'm running a 1200 milliamp hour battery, 2S still down here, and it fits in there perfectly. That's from another truck of mine. And I'm obviously running this adapter right here because the 1080 ESC comes with this connector. I believe this is like an XT60 style connector. I'm going down to a Dean because most of my batteries are all Deans, and you know, I would like to switch to this. You know, I really like these connectors, but I have no problems with Deans so far. I'm still running these old school style. I've been running these for a very long time, so it still works good for me. I don't complain. Most of my batteries are this connector, so I have to deal with it for now. But anyway, that rat's nest, look at that. I have to zip tie so much wiring. So if I can clean that up, it would make it really nice in here. And obviously lighten it up a little bit more, because it's definitely gained some weight from all this electronics and all this big wiring. Well, there you go, guys. That truck modded to my liking now right there. Pretty cool. And one thing right here to say is, you know, a lot of people are going to want to know, how is the performance like compared to the stock Traxxas performance with, you know, all the upgrades, but just still using the Traxxas ECM and Traxxas TQ transmitter. Tell you the truth, personally, I do not like that transmitter. I think it looks really ugly, not very ergonomic, especially for one-handed use. And I know a lot of people that don't even do YouTube and stuff still record their runs just to save for memory, because it is fun to watch it later on. When this came out, I was kind of happy that Traxxas kind of came out with something that more people can get into and get a lot more people into the hobby. Because obviously you start out with something like this, you fall in love with this, you're just going to get one of the bigger ones, right? You're obviously going to spend more money in the hobby because you want to experience the bigger ones and get into the more expensive hobby grade, more metal. You know what I mean? That's just how this hobby goes. As far as the TQI transmitter experience versus my upgrade right here, that TQI transmitter works really good. Like, The modulation is good. The slow crawl with the low range gears installed on your truck with that transmitter is good. I can't complain about it. It works good. It's waterproof out the box, ready to go, ready to have a lot of fun. They hit it out of the park with this guy for sure, Traxxas. You guys did a great job with this guy, and the only thing I wish was it had a different transmitter. Maybe something more that was meant for this guy. Not too little. I don't really like those tiny transmitters, you know, so I'm glad they still gave us a full-size transmitter right there. But anyway, I digress from all that because it's a great truck. I don't want to take away from this nice rig right here. So there you go, with my sweet little Underglow right there. Pretty sweet little TRX4m right here. I can't complain. I like it. It's great. Everyone that's interested in one of these, I strongly advise get one. It's fun. They're awesome. I like them. They're, you know, there's no rig out there that's perfect. There's always going to be a quirk with something. Somebody's always going to be an Axial fan or a Traxxas fanboy or a fanboy of this or that. I used to be one of those guys, you know, fanboy of this only. I don't want to even drive this other brand. No, I got rid of all that fanboyism and stuff. I try everything now. Anything that has a radio control to it and looks fun, I'm going to try it. Hand me that controller and I'll give it a rip. Well, alright guys, that's it for today. As always, stay safe and have fun out there. And go run that RC.